Good day, ladies and gentlemen. I am the Ephemeral One, and welcome back to more Dark Souls 3. Last time, we began our journey through Irithyll, revealing that Irithyll of the Boreal Valley is actually built at the foot of ancient Anor Londo, the home of the gods from Dark Souls 1. It was hinted at all across the journey, and we saw many relics of Anor Londo, and they even replicated certain parts of its architecture. But the fact is, it is indeed an attempt to recreate it. We even reached the very top of Anor Londo, discovering that it is being infested and under the control of one of the monsters that we were sent to slay out. The Lords of Cinder, who refused their throne. Aldrich, devourer of the men, devourer of humanity, now sits atop the highest point of Irithyll. But beneath it, we've started to explore the dungeon. Where we've begun to explore the dungeon beneath that allows us to reach that is being guarded by a particular type of being. These sisters with a unique set of abilities. They actually have the ability to reduce your max HP. Which seems to be a sort of a manifestation of their power. And yeah, these corpses, much like we saw before, are just here. Now, we cleared out the first floor of this area. Oh. There we go. The corpses are largely unremarkable. And here, one of the sisters sees us. I don't believe we have any arrows. No, Dragon Slayer great arrows. Yeah, so we have no regular arrows left. So, what we can do is I should have some daggers. Yeah, and some fire bombs. Nice. Those will come in handy. Yep. As you can see, there are several of these hollow cages. And are all just waiting for any chance. As you can see, the sister sees us, but she doesn't have direct line of sight, so her ability doesn't proc. Just wait till she goes back to passive. And there we go. Then from here, yeah, it's just a matter of using your range on the cages. Because they're not overly dangerous themselves. But there are plenty of other dangers waiting around the corners here. Like, for example, yep. It's a war for survival out here. And we're looking for a key. Apparently. Somebody's banging their head against the wall. And before we go any further, I am going to equip the torch again. Because if more of those leech monsters are here, that's obviously going to be useful. Yep. Because it's never just one of these things. Yep. Thankfully, fire seems to work pretty well. Though you might note, there's several of these corpses in here. And as you might expect, ow. Yep, that's what the torch is used for. Because there is a ridiculous number of these guys. Alright. And as you might expect. Yep. And yeah, every single one of them. So at this point, the sorcerer set. Well, old sorcerer set. Hmm. Now all of these look bloated and broken already. So it looks like the things from them were already broken out. Yeah. Yep. And yeah. Sorry, just that thing where my controller keeps moving to the left on its own. And yeah. Wow, this one's got a lot of HP. Great magic shield. But yeah, this is mostly, this is also where that one skeleton, the one hollow was trying to push you off into, so you'd have to fight all this. So, yeah, this was part of their the trap. And we don't have the key to open that door. So this one area is at least cleaned out. Not useless, but not that useful either. So now we're halfway through the prison, or at least the top part of the prison. Alright. So now we can head out over here. Yeah, and start to head down. We can take the bow off since we don't have. Really? Is it that bad? Huh. Well, let's see. What armor? I guess we can go for the Drang set. Fallen Knight, maybe? No. Alright, that looks nice. Alright. Now this is the same as before. There's a trap here. One hiding there, one hiding there, and another in the corner you can't see. Oh, for... Ah, that drift! Best thing to do? Just walk down and then see which one runs after you. Because their only attack is this direct stab. That's your biggest advantage is their move. Their attack options are extremely limited, so as long as you're aware of how they're going to attack, you can usually piece them out. Alright. Yeah, no, man, this... Mm, yeah, this drift is something terrible. Alright. All in. Nope. Yeah, that was... That's their only attack, is to stab you with that stupid brand. Which, trust me, hurts. And now for the malformed dragons. Yeah. Those who tried to become dragons and failed utterly. As dragons are sacred to Lothric, actually. Another simple gem to improve a weapon with. Yeah, I'm not stupid, I recognize you're awake. And so are you. But yeah, those baby faces failed dragons. And this is the shortcut down to the giant we unlocked before. But there's a bit more down here. I'm equipping the torch again. Alright. For example, here, where the... Yep. This is what's been making noise this entire time. And note that this cell is closed, but this one is opened. And this is the way out. Or a way out, anyway. Now note, this one seems to be doing something in its cell. Like grinding it? Something bizarre. And now, if we so choose, we can take this shortcut we unlocked to get down to the bottom of the prison. Notes. Headless knights and knights slumped over. Just lost in a dream, it seems. Oh well. Now, we see there's more of these prison guards here. A lot of them. Simply patrolling. And remember, you have to break their line of sight to avoid the curse effect they bring. And the curse effect does take some time to wear off. But normal curse resistance won't really affect it as far as I'm aware. But yeah. These sisters, these guards, are fairly... Yeah. And they'll be able to drop you to 1 HP. So that it doesn't matter. They only need to tap you once. Yep. To kill you. Nope. So, hit them in areas where you have the advantage. Watch your stamina. There it is, the soldering iron and their mask. Mask worn by jailers of Irithyll Dungeon. Noblemen delighted in its plump features. The jailers were among the few survivors inhabiting the profane capital, later serving under Pontiff Sulivan. Perhaps the screams emanating from the cells helped them forget their own old home. Branding iron used by the jailers prowling Irithyll Dungeon. Press its searing tip against a foe to inflict fire damage, and temporarily block Estus healing. Hold iron at waist and charge at foe. Use the strong attack while charging to extend the length of the charge. Yeah, does more actual fire damage than physical. But yeah. These jailers. They come from the profaned. Perhaps that, like they said, perhaps the screams let them forget where they're from. Is the place they're from that horrible? Well, we'll find out eventually, won't we? Alright. You can hear more of the deformed dragons in here. Yeah. And there's a bunch of them in here. Let's see. Yeah. the most threatening seeming enemy. But there's a lot of them in here. And they seem to be guarding something. Whatever this acid breath is, they're keen to use it. The profaned coal. Enables dark, lacerating, and hollow infusion. Remnants of the fire that burned down the profaned capital, preserved in an icy skull. So with that, I believe that's all of the types of infusion. From there, it's simply finding what's most useful to you. Yeah. There's one of the sisters there. And that is another mimic. Damn, missed. Yep. For now, let's lead the mimic. Alright. Nope. There we go. More Titanite scales. Love to see them. But the Irithil dungeon is where Sullivan put everything that was inconvenient for him. And things he didn't want others to find. Xanthus ashes. And the Dusk Crown Ring. The Xanthus ashes umbral ash of a sorcerer who explored the golden sorceries of a long-lost land. With this, the Shine Maid will prepare new items. They were called Xanthus scholars, but some foolishly imitate them by simply dressing in yellow. I mean, who would dress in yellow? And the ring. Leaf-covered crown ring bestowed upon the Princess of Ulasil, ancient land of golden sorceries. Reduces FP consumption, but also lowers your HP. Ulasil is synonymous for lost sorceries, of which the Xanthus scholars are dedicated scholars. This crown ring is a rare artifact of great magic heritage. And yeah, it gives you additional FP, but you pay for it. Now, that one sister there. Note, there's no way to get behind her. That's where you come in, and there's a cell over there. And note that once you get close, she's automatically in attack mode. And there are 2 cells you have access to. This one is locked, and there's someone inside. However, it's clear that this one is going to require some risk. So, just in case to keep the souls in my pocket, there we go. Now, that was an angry soul. But we still haven't found the key. However, we have found our way down out of the dungeon. Extra souls are always welcome. And to the profaned capital, home of Yorm the Giant, and many of these golems. As you can see, these golems take a lot of physical. You have to basically stagger them before you're allowed to really hit them hard. So, yeah, it's not a simple thing. Still, we could see a bonfire ahead. And sure enough, we also see something that probably would confuse you at first. This is a character from Dark Souls 2, Gilligan the Laddersmith. And many people would consider it, oh, it's just a reference, nothing more. It's just a reference to Gilligan showing his greed and desire. It's actually a little more than that. For if you remember, Gilligan was every bit the rogue and selfish sort, but it's clear from the presence of these ladders, he was plying his trade here, trying to gain the riches of the profaned capital. Remember that I spent all of Dark Souls 2 reminding you, Dark Souls 2 is not a physical story. It's not about the physical essence anyway. No, Dark Souls 2 is telling you what happens to the kingdoms and the souls that you gather. We're playing an unkindled in this. A soul that has touched the fire but never rose to prominence. The distinction between the unkindled and the Lords of Cinder is that the Lords of Cinder all touched linked the fire to themselves. We've done no such thing. Now, why is that important? Well, it's important because without linking the fire, the darkness of the world and the malformed things start to gain power and become more prominent. Like these dead rats that are allowed to persist. They do so because the darkness of the world allows them to continue to feed off the world. I hear a basilisk. And yeah. Oh, this is one of the more dangerous types of versions of the mimic. Because that is actually a grab. Ow. Ow. Dark clutch ring. For all you hexers out there. Not a mimic. The old cell key. I said I heard basilisks. Did you doubt me? Okay. Luckily, they don't have their body slam to trap me anymore. Nope. Nope. Good grief. But yeah, that's what we came for. The old cell key. Key to the oldest cell in Irithyll dungeon. The first prisoner of the dungeon was a lone giant. Cells for men were built at his feet. So yeah, that giant that's sleeping there is actually what this place was built for. Everything else, well, everything else was just that, extra. We had the place, so we might as well. Though note, this cell doesn't unlock to this one. I wanted to show that off. That the old cell key is not for this. Now, let's take the way up. You've cleared out most of the dungeon after all. But yeah. So, the reason the giant sleeps is 'cause this is where he belongs. This is where he's always been. Or at least has been so long that it matters not. And note that there is a passage down below. And note, again, and if you wanted to, you could wake the giant. Whoop. Ow. Yep. He was the first prisoner, and has been here a very long time. Ow. Yeah, generally speaking, just bows are your best friend to deal with that. Now, and it's worth noting, these guards are less well armed than the ones who are using these branding irons. It's interesting because what it means to tell you is these guards use more conventional weaponry. Now, which do you think that makes them, higher or lower ranked? In my mind, I believe lower. Or at least they're meant to be equipped more so to deal with the giant itself. Versus let's be risky. Alright. Yep. Yeah. Note how much stamina damage I took off that kick. Here we go. Another Estus shard. How nice. So an extra chug. But yeah. I think the upper dungeon is for the higher ranked guards. And the ones down here for the lower ranked ones who deal with the giant. Hard to say one way or the other. But yeah, note that the giant just goes back to sleep. It's no skin off his back. Now, as far as getting down to there, my best suggestion is to say I don't remember if there's no easy way to get down there. And yes, theoretically, you could keep swiping at the giant, then running away till he falls asleep. But that's kind of boring, don't you think? Let's see. Yep, got lots of goodies for future chugs and... just the absolute littlest amount of HP left. And obviously, one of the ways you want to go is down there, pick up those items, and see what's in the lowest part of this area. But for now, we'll use a homeward bone and just go. After all, we just got quite a bit. Burn the bone shards. And reinforce the flask. Twice.
Just quite neat.
So for now, we'll leave it at 12 for us, and then give him the profaned coal.
Lords, where did you happen upon this coal? This is much too dark. I see the abyss in it. Yet a smith I remain, but for your fight is for the flame, and for your fellow kin, just like mine. A cursed fate this may be, but hope remains.
Hope remains, huh? Well... okay, so we do have the Chaos Brigand. I kind of want to leave the Blessed Hammers alone, because... just looking at what other weapons we could use. Kind of tempted by the spiked mace, if I'm honest. Just making it heavy seems so amusing a thought. Let's see. Hollow. Hollow is a little unique, because Hollow gives it... basically bases the damage off luck, lowers some physical damage, but as you can see, hollow damage is actually one of the best as far as the scaling you can get. Because we haven't put that much in luck, and yet it's still almost the same as our strength bonus now in the sea. So, yeah, if I was to do like a hollow version, nah, that doesn't work out as well. The Corvian Great Scythes. Yeah. Club. Large club. Great club. Yeah. Just making it heavy would basically just be a damage upgrade overall. Yeah, so what? Heavy spiked mace. Why not? And let's see. Can't get the daggers because I don't have chunks. Twinkling Titanite I don't. And I need 2 more Titanite scales. Okay. So I can at least throw it, at least a few items onto the spiked mace. Sure.
Pretty, I don't.
So now, what does that put it up to? The spiked mace. It's now become one of our most devastating direct weapons. And if I go to like the Silver Eagle kite shield, it's heavy. Unsurprisingly, but again, I'm hitting for 339 per shot at that. So, that's the power of infusion, ladies and gentlemen. And let's see, might as well get some more levels. Put these weary souls to work. As we all put this all to work. There, that should be enough for 2.
Welcome home, I speak that. Very well, then take no.
So, alright. If we give her the Firekeeper soul, what will happen? Let's see.
Ashen One, this is much like what lies within me.
Indeed.
Then let it find its own place within my bosom. She will understand. We are both Firekeepers after all.
The Firekeeper is now able to heal the Dark Sigil.
Forgive me, sister. May the flames guide thy way.
For 137,721 souls, she can heal.
Farewell, may the...
Because technically speaking, being unkindled does not make you undead automatically. What makes us undead is the fact that we have both the dark sign and the dark sigil. The darkness of humanity seeps from this bottomless pitch black hole, gap filled by the accumulation of the curse. The dark sigil will never heal, but there is a tale told of a firekeeper who returned from the abyss and brought great comfort to a bearer of the curse. So yeah, we are technically undead, but depending on which ending you go for, that can be a boon as much as a problem. Still, there's a few other things we can do while we're here. Last time we got asked by our friend Grey Rat to do something.
Oh, hello, and in one piece. What is it? I'm ready to go thieving at a moment's notice. Just give me the word.
Sure.
Fine. I am Grey Rat the Thief. What I bring back will be worthy of that name. I am Grey... Goodbye. Do stay safe, you hear?
So Grey Rat will be out and about. And he'll be heading to Irithyll to plunder that city of ancient nobles. But it's a dangerous thing to go out there. We really could use someone to watch his back. The Patches Squad.
Yes, aren't you glad we made... Ah, I see you've made the slinking road. Doubtless I should do something well. Doubtless I should do something well. The slinking rodent. Doubtless well.
Alright. By the way, the horsehoof ring is a unique item that Patches sells. An alt ring with a seal depicting a horse's hoof boosts kick effect. Unbreakable Patches adored this ring and the feeling it gave him when he kicked his marks into the depths of treacherous traps, but suffered no shortage of ridicule from his associates for relying so heavily on the tired old trick. But who is so sorrier, the horse who knows only to kick, or the fool who approaches the old beast without thought?
Can't find any... Oh, you could.
Take your pick on which one you think is worth it. Who you'd rather be, the kicker or the kicky. Regardless. Let's head back to the dungeon. We've reached the profane capital, but... with the key in hand, there's a few other places we can now reach. And this one's locked as well. Nope, can't break through the wall. As you can see, yeah. As you can see, just because you can hit them hard, there it goes, doesn't mean that you're doing better. It's not just numerical damage or the force of the impact, but the fact that I can't combo, forgot the ring was still on me. But as you can see, the fact I can't really combo with this weapon is kind of what makes it, does what makes this a little rough to deal with. So, that's why I wanted to show that just because you can make the most powerful numeric number does not make it necessarily the best weapon. So, just bear that in mind with this game. Some of the truly most useful weapons in this game are the ones that allow you to handle an opponent. And we'll take the shortcut up here. Alright. Again, like I said, what makes the wolf sword so good is simply that it's effective, but without sacrificing a lot of other ability. Like, you can hit multiple times if you want, or go for that big single slab. I love that. For example, still good. Alright. Simple enough. Alright. Yeah, in all truth. Yeah, I think this is about as low as you get. And naturally, the rats are here to try and trick you into hitting the giant, upsetting him and making him stomp his foot on your skull. And I believe there's more rats, so... Ah. One of Straid's spells, if I remember correctly. But yeah, assuming you take your time and are careful, dealing with the rats down here is no major issue. I don't know if it's infinite. I know there's a lot of rats down here. It can just feel infinite, I know that. Oop. He woke up. Okay. Yep. Yeah. Heal up. Okay. Now, he's already awake, so might as well keep exploring. And probably another mimic. Yep. Yeah, this game loves mimics. Make no mistake. This game adores them. Dragon Slayer lightning arrows. Huh, it's a trap. Who'd have figured? Alright. Now, this leads you to an area that's not easily reached, if I remember. Because I think this is also the back way to a shortcut. Yeah, this is the back way back in. More lightning bolts. But we already took out the guards, so that's no worries. So that's taken care of. Yeah, he pissed off the... Okay, he pissed off the giant and got killed. Alright. Well, let's explore that other area then. So that's all just a dead end. Hey, Survivor. How's it going? Now, this leads us to... Ah, okay, this was the other shortcut directly. Allowing you easy access to the lower area of Irithil's dungeon. And I don't... I was gonna say, I'm fairly certain there's nothing below the elevator. Yeah, that's just instant death. They just put a floor there just so there you know how far it could go. Alright. Now I'm trying to remember, because we're missing a path to that area. Ah!
Pardon me, I was absorbed in thought. Oh, look what I've just been sitting here weighing my options. Moment has almost come. I just need... liberate the key. The...
Okay. So how do we get him out? That's what I'm Negotiated a... I'm not sure what you mean by negotiated. Alright.
My lip...
Now, if I remember... Nope, that wasn't it. Ow. Okay, managed to get it on the shield. And didn't that time. Sorry, I'm not gonna have to agree with you on that one. People are free to be themselves how they choose to be. Right and wrong are just matters of subjective opinion. If someone supports people being gay, lesbian, like whatever they want to be, that's on them. Oh wow, Titanite chunk. I'm doing alright. Long day at work. Spent looking at what? Well, 8 a.m. 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. basically. It was like 5 minutes short of 6 p.m. Didn't see the sun all day today. But that's working retail. Yeah. This is beyond. Yeah, this is the step beyond the Irithyll castle itself. Trying to remember, because there's an easy way. Because basically, where I'm looking to, I'm trying to remember. It's been a while. How to get to that lower floor. Oop. That's what I get for messing around. Oh well, that's what the shortcut's for. And with the giant no longer there, a lot of the threat of the area is pretty much resolved. Yep, just some one-shottable rats. Because it's a relatively simple way to get there. I just don't remember it. Yeah, rat. Anyway, this will help bring us back up to get our souls back. Oh. Well, I can finally get this crystal lizard. Yay, more chunks. Alright. So remember, there's a very simple way to get down there. I can't believe I'm spacing this bad on this. Let me take a look. Oh, that's right. Okay, that's what I've forgotten. Alright. I completely forgot. You have to take a long way round to get there. Okay. Yeah, it's been way too long. Okay. But let's go save Siegmeyer. Now that I remembered how it's supposed to be done. Okay. So, Homeward Bone, just because I'm feeling lazy. Back down to the profaned capital. Which is kind of interesting. Because it speaks volumes about the guards there in Irithyll Dungeon, that they're all from the profaned capital before it was burned down. A side effect, I imagine, of Yorm's ascension to becoming a lord. There's actually... And the profane capital is a bit interesting because even its title, Profaned Capital, speaks of someone absolutely hating this place and all it stood for. Alright, there it is. There's the ladder. And Gilligan's finest work. These are some excellently placed ladders. Alright. Yep. Make no mistake, folks. The people in this place want you dead. And it is interesting, these statues, made in the shape of holding up something, or exalting towards the heavens. There are multiple interpretations. Ow. And I just want to let that finally hit me to show, yes, they are attacking you from the start. And by the by, trying to get back up that ladder can be kind of rough for that exact reason. Alright, looks like we're far enough though. Yeah. Okay. Because I have been smacked on the ladder before, and it's actually kind of insultingly funny. But alright. Let's see. Where we need to go. Should be back over here. And how oppressively quiet this place is. As if no one's been here for a very, very long time. Yep. Yeah. Your best bet is to time the attacks. There we go. But yeah, these gargoyles defending the place are fairly powerful, so don't underestimate them. Okay. At least it makes sense why there's so many guards now around this area. It's because this is their home and this is what they were protecting. Alright. Not here. Yeah, this is just a dead end, but it is also here to show that these statues are all of people bringing pillars, working together to bring the pillars of this place. An artful interpretation of what it took to build and what they worshipped here. This profaned flame that enabled them to, well, probably create the stone golems that are attacking us, amongst other things. And that looks like a pit. Another item, so what's going to ambush us? And another hole. More twinkling titanite. And for not falling for the hole, we get a gold coin. So if you really have an item you want, that is the best thing to have. And yeah. Yep, this place is exactly what you think it is. Bug Central. Now, before we descend down there, I think it'd be worth investing in some arrows, don't you? Just a few shots should do it. After all, they give me this great perspective. It'd be rude to do anything less. And it's clear we need to go down there to... that it'll take us a long way round, but should spit us out there. Oh, and another rusted coin for us. This place did seem rich in its heyday. I mean, we can look around Gilligan's corpse here, and we can see all the gold plates and silver and expensive braziers. Gilligan died a happy man. Unfortunately, where his soul ended up in Drang Lake, not the most cheerful place. Well, I'm sure he's still enjoying Majula, right? Alright. And as we can see, our buddy Grey Rat is gone. Hopefully things are going well for him.
Oh, aren't you glad? We're just a couple of outcasts. Let's make the best of it. We're just...
Indeed. Didn't you have some poison? Yeah, you have poison arrows, and not the best.
Can't find you.
Unfortunately, I think we've lost Grey Rat. Oh well. Because I think I went too far. Yeah, I think I've explored too far, so I think we've lost Grey Rat.
How
Alright, the Xantha
gracious.
session.
Let I only...
So, that puts us... Yeah, the Xantha's set. Crown of Wolnir, the Karthus Conqueror. Once upon a time, such things were bequeathed judiciously to each of the rightful lords, until Wolnir brought them to their knees, and ground their crowns to dust. Then the crowns became one, and Wolnir, the one High Lord. I was gonna say, I don't think there's too much more. Oh right, the Helm of Favor. Helm of the Pitiable Embraced Knight. It depicts the affection of the goddess Fina. Adrift on a sea of isolation, only his faith and the love of his goddess remained true, and so the knight forsook all else. The face is crafted to depict the goddess's embrace, quite ignoring the fact that her love is in fact as fickle as the weather. Yep. An interesting armor design. But, you still kill him every time you can. The guy's not worth the work you have to put in. This is an interesting note here. Attire of the Abyss Watchers, the Undead Legion of Farron. A black-dyed leather vest worn over chainmail. These undead warriors vowed to partake of wolf's blood. They acted in the dark, seeking out any signs of the Abyss, fighting a constant war against its abominations. Though the armor on their back is a clear sign that they themselves were slowly being corrupted. Still, an interesting design, and one that's a little more fitting for the game that came out before this.
Ashen One.
Because the way the games were released, Bloodborne came between 2 and 3. And there are very clear nods to Bloodborne in this game. But there's a few other... But that makes sense, considering, like I said, in my version of the timeline, 3 does take place well before Bloodborne. Anyway. So, we'll definitely do wood arrows. And feather arrows. Alright.
Ashen one.
Let's see.
Speak, thy honorable. Our lord, and knowest thou she a fellow for what?
Yeah, so she's still waiting for us to do... I believe she's waiting for us to kill our magic teacher.
Till we meet, may the...
If I'm not mistaken, that's more so. And then the free levels we got were effectively how we were meant to...
Back again, I thought, Victor.
Just trying to think of any of his other spells we may want. Pestilent Miss I definitely like. Well, we might as well just pick up everything.
It is folly to claim lives recklessly, friend. Do not be tempted. No matter the victim's stature, every killing has a consequence. Even as I bloodied my hands, I never realized the simple truth. There I was. Ah, you're a fine sort. You should have so on.
The Young Dragon Ring.
How do you like this? As a sign, a cipher, and
Silent Ally. And the Slumbering...
with this, you can be sure to tell friend from foe from your very first. It's a very old practice at this point, but one that you do. I don't mean to seem in exchange from the fall. I hope you'll promise to stay.
So, the rings he just gave us. First, the Young Dragon Ring. Just boosts sorceries. Ring given in Vinheim, home of sorcery, when newly ordained as a sorcerer. Apropos of the Dragon School, a seal depicts the everlasting dragon. A young dragon presages the great length of the journey to mastery. And the Slumbering. Ring of a clandestine guild of sorcerers based in Vinheim, home of sorcery. Masks the sound of its wearer. The Dragon School held effective sovereignty over Vinheim, with a great many adept assassins at its disposal. And as you can see, yeah, it completely hides our sound, which makes it easier to sneak up on opponents. So, that is definitely one such thing. And we now have both sorcery boost rings, so if we wanted to, we could become a caster. But we may find other things of use. And for now, let's continue our explorations. Here it comes. There we go. And down the statue goes. Fairly simple, but still more than what we need. And remember to pay attention and don't forget where these traps are. After all, if you don't run into traps, life becomes so much easier to deal with. So, grab our bow. And sure enough, and for now, but this is an excellent area to take advantage. And as you might expect, the floor is poisoned down there, so yeah. Ah, man, give me a sec, my ear itching. Ah, ow. Ah. And there we go. There we go. This is perfect. Make no mistake, this is hardly the end of it. There's a lot of these bugs down here. I'm just looking to make my life easier. Because gods, the smell of this place must be terrible. Yeah, long day at work. There we go. And for those curious, the holes drop you over there. But as you can see, over here. There you go. Yep, getting rid of ambushers is probably the best way to go about this. You can hear something sleeping in this area. And yeah, this isn't just a poison swamp. This is toxic. Meaning it's far more virulent and dangerous. So be on your toes. here. Yeah. The first instance of invisible of these damn priestesses. And if you didn't take out the... Yeah, if you didn't take them out, they'd be coming after you from behind here. The jailer's keyring. What you would be looking for. Yeah. It's a dickish thing that they do. I mean, it's not the first instance of invisible enemies, though, so... But... Ring of keys to the Irithil dungeon held by the jailer. Opens most cell doors. On what grounds do they remain in prison, considering that by now they are mindless hollows or unrealized gibbering fools? Indeed, it's a bit grotesque to keep them imprisoned like this. Not that there's much to it anymore. Alright.
My liberation with the... My...
Well, we have a key. But no way to give it to him. Nope. I'm just trying to think which way will be the quickest way to get to where I want to go. Well, at the very least. We haven't liberated Sigurd yet. But we can at least ambush these idiots. Ow. 3 men in 1 blow. What do you got for me? And you dropped some firebombs. Nice. Always useful in a pinch. Alright. And yes, now the basilisks will pretty much run after you the second you enter the area. So don't give them the chance. This This area, lore-wise, is pretty basic. The sisters, or the survivors of the profaned capital's fire, at least it makes sense why they're here, because they're here to guard whatever Irithyll wanted, and Irithyll simply provided them with probably food and resources in exchange for their techniques and protection. But what we truly came down here for Yep. Damn it. Yeah, that's their only attack. And it's just a matter of just finding the right way around them. Alright. I know some impatient people prefer not to take the elevator, but, well, what can you say? The more interesting bit of this is these survivors decided to work alongside Pontiff Suleiman. The reason being, what did he offer? I imagine food, supplies, and such. But who knows? I mean, he carried a sword of the profaned flame. The very same thing that the guards here were protecting back in the capital. And he carried a sword enchanted with him. You carry it now. But what exactly is the profane flame? Well, all things considered, probably some relation to the giant's flame. One could reasonably assume. As they kept a giant here, and Yorm himself was a giant. So it would stand to reason that the profane flame is the flame of the giants. And it's simply called profane because it's not the same as the flame Gwyn represented. Oh, wow. I got cocky. but that's also a sign that I really need to go to get some sleep. So I'm sorry, folks, we didn't finish out the Irithyll dungeon, but we got pretty close. So, I'm gonna leave that here for tonight. That's a good sign I need some sleep. I want to thank you all for joining me. I have been the Ephemeral One, and this has been more of Dark Souls 3. Thank you all, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now, folks. Bye for now.